We want to welcome all our new members. You are a blessing. Want to give a shout out to Chevy, to Dorsey, to all our new members. And don't forget to join, become a special friend of Speed the Truth 2.0. And we love truth seekers because we're here to spread the truth. So if you appreciate our content, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. So thanks, you guys, for joining us today, and God bless everyone. But Trump is going to sign some executive orders, and I think that he, at this point, that he has signed more executive orders than any other president in the history of the United States, especially within the first 6 months. So there's a lot going on. We are going to probably do a live a little later on because I do want to talk about Sydney Sweeney, and I do want to talk about Charlemagne the fake God, because there's only one God, and that's Jesus Christ. So anyway, you guys, thank you for coming onto our broadcast. I'm waiting for everything to get started, and we try to be true to time. We like to get started, when the president comes on, so that there is no lag time, because we like having conversation after the broadcast, after President Trump speaks to the American people. We like to then react to it. And we have so many of our subscribers and that are so informed about what's going on. And we love for us to come together and communicate. Whether you're a Democrat, Republican, non-voter, even non-citizens. Because if you are non-citizens, you should be applying for that citizenship. So don't forget to leave a comment even after the broadcast. Come on and join us and join in with the conversation, because we do look for comments after the live, even though during the live we average at least 3,000 people in the chat. So there's a lot of people that are in our chats. But then when we come down off the live, when we can actually take time to read and leave a comment, we don't see the conversations that are transpiring. So even if you miss a broadcast, come back, watch. Especially, you can even skip to the conversations, because we have said so many vital things that I see later on other content creators or news channels. It's like we're saying it first, but it's like we don't title all like what we're speaking about. So it's important to actually listen to the American people and what we have to say. So I want to welcome and thank you. We see we have one of our moderators on. Thank you so much for coming on, Kevin. Thank you. So, and like I said, we have some wonderful members. Don't forget, we're going to do a lot for our members, because our members are truly important to us, because it shows that they believe in what we're doing. And on Friday, our last broadcast, I think that we reached 500,000 people. That says a lot. So I know we might be a little rusty because we're new at it, but we are authentic and we stand on business, and we love to hear from everyone. And that's what this platform is supposed to represent: America. That we are Americans and we need to be able to solve our own problems. And the only way that we're going to solve problems is if we talk about it. Whether we agree to disagree, we have to have the conversations, and that's all of us. There's no longer white American or black American or Indian American, Asian American. We are Americans, and we need to stand as one, because we believe in this country. We believe in the people that we're electing to these offices, and we expect them to do their jobs in representing the American people. And that's what I like about Donald J. Trump, is that he put America first. And that's the president for me. If anyone else that's running in 2028, if you're not running on putting America first, because Trump is an example of what the American people want, then you're not going to get my vote. And I am going to do all I can to make sure that the black community will not just give their votes away according to identity politics, but according to policy. And all those fake promises, we're over it. So even though Democrats are pushing for another base, and that they paid to come here, paid to support them, and they felt as though that they could forget about the American people, they're going to have a rude awakening. Not only isn't there a leader, but they're going to have a rude awakening that we're not going to be voting for you guys. So you need to get the memo. We're not voting for you. We're going to vote for the people who are putting our concerns first. There's no reason for American citizens to still be living on the streets when we're paying what 400,000 students that are legally here. We're paying for their college tuitions, but we can do that. But we can't get American citizens off the street. I don't want to walk past another vet or another homeless person that I'm walking past that's living on the street, and they're American citizen, and all our congressmen and congresswomen on the Democratic side, that they feel like their only battle is for the rights of non-citizens and not the rights of the people that they're supposed to represent. See, that's the buck stops there. So I don't know how many people agree or you could disagree. It doesn't matter. But if you're living in this country and you're an American citizen, I think that you should be concerned about your fellow American and about what's going on with them, that they're receiving the benefits that my tax dollars are paying for. I want American citizens to be able to send their kids to school off my tax dollars. I want American citizens to be given help when they need assistance from the welfare system, that they can receive SNAP, that they can receive Medicare, that they can receive housing to support them until they get on their feet. That's what it's supposed to be for. It's not a lifestyle. And that's something that has handicapped the Black community that was set up to get this free stuff, which isn't free because it costs Black people from accomplishing the things that God created them to accomplish while they're here on earth. All of us have an assignment, and it's wasted talent because none of us need a hand out. Sometimes you need a hand up, but we don't need a hand out. So at the next election, I'm talking about the presidential election in 2028, if they're not transparent, if they are going to go back to open borders, if they're going to go back to wokeness, if they're going to go back to not representing the American people, and they're putting other people from other countries ahead of the citizens of this country, they will not receive my vote, and that's a fact. I will not vote them back in office. And because I am an activist and an advocate for rights, I'll do everything I can to organize or whatever, because I know Republicans don't get out there and have the rallies and stuff. They show it in their votes. But we're going to make sure that people are going to look out, regardless of the party, they're going to look out for our best interests. And if you can't deliver on that to the American people, you're not going to bamboozle us in voting for you because we're supposed to be down and out all the time, that we need to have public assistance, we need to have the government continue to suppress us, because they were suppressing us as a people of this nation. The people, Americans, have a foundation. They say it's a country of immigrants. Yes, it is. But when you have people that have been here over 400 years and people that's been here that just didn't arrive here 4 years ago, we are Americans. We are Americans. We're not immigrants. We are Americans. So we're going to get rid of that. There's a country of immigrants, coming in the beginning. But now you have Americans that have been here for hundreds of years. And we're going to be recognized as a country of Americans. And our language is English. It's English. And when we have people coming in from other countries and they don't want to abide by our laws, and they don't want to abide by our Constitution, and they don't want to, apply for citizenship, then they don't want to become, a citizen of this country, then they have to go back home. I was trying to say it the best way I could. They need to go back home. Because we have laws as citizens of this country that we are mandated to follow. And anyone else that comes into this country, they're mandated to follow our laws. And the things that have been going on in this country are unacceptable. And they're playing them like they're the victims. But the people of this country, we're the ones that are being victimized. Our tax dollars goes everywhere except to us. When we need help, the money isn't there. Ask the people that had the wildfires in California. Ask the people that suffered through Hurricane Milton and Helene. The money's not there for us. So I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing Americans living in hotels and they're living on the streets and they're living in their cars more than ever. They have no homes. Our senior citizens are in vans and young people are in vans. And we're turning a blind eye to it. And we have these crazy Democratic leadership. They're running around talking about the rights of people that have come here illegally and have broken the law on top of it. And they found one person. Oh, they were detained, not arrested, detained illegal. One person. But they're getting thousands of criminals off the streets. And that seems to be a problem for the Democratic Party. While we're out here saying, what about affordable housing? What are you doing about the interest rates? What are you doing about our education system? What are you doing about our healthcare system? What monies or what companies are you bringing into this country so there's more jobs for us? Like, why are you in office? What are you doing for us? I'm the type of person, I like to see results. I don't want to hear about what you want to do. I want to hear about what have you done for me lately? What are you doing for me as a United States citizen? I see you going over to the detainment camps in Florida, and you're all over the place. How come you don't visit American prisons? Why don't you go and look at the conditions of Americans and what they're going through? You know that Americans are being raped inside these prisons and nothing is being done about it? Have any of them looked into that? Have any of them looked into the conditions of what they're going through? That when they put children in these adult prisons, what happened to them? Are they looking at people being over sentenced or falsely sentenced? Are they looking into the crimes that are committed in our American prisons? But you'll go all the way over to El Salvador, bring back an MS-13 gang member we already spent $5 million on, and make him the poster child that, like, we supposed to be, as Americans, we supposed to be concerned about him and not about our children and about our futures. It's crazy. It's crazy. Somehow y'all didn't get the memo that we live here. If you go over to Europe, you go to anywhere in Africa, Russia, China, you can't go over there and they're going to put their citizens over you. They're not going to give you luxury apartments and give you education and health care and benefits over their citizens. You have to go through a process to be in their country, just like this one. And somehow they're trying to flip the script. Oh, they're being racist. Oh, they don't want no one. There's a lie from hell. The United States welcome immigrants, but you come in here the legal way. And if you're not here legally, apply for citizenship. No one is stopping you from applying for citizenship. Our president has offered to fly you back home, give you $1,000, and put you on a list that you have priority to come back into this country legally. How about that? Take him up on his offer. You don't need ICE going to pick you up and round you up. That you're getting caught up in the mix because the Democratic Party won't allow them to pick them up at the prisons. They want to get the prisoners. You want to let them back out on the street regardless of the crime committed. And then they got to go into the areas where they know that they're dwelling at. And that's how other people are getting caught up. And that's how you got American citizens losing their mind. It's trying to stop federal agents from doing their jobs. They want them out there. They want them in the street because then they can cry, victim. You're a victim. Then they can cry that. That's what they want to do. They want to cry victimhood instead of going out there and allow our law enforcers to do their job. But they want lawlessness. They want to seem like they're the victims. But not American people are the victims. We're the victims because it's like they can't hear us. We're the victims. They're not the victims. Let them go inside the prisons and the jailhouses. Let them go there and pick them up. And this way, you won't have the unrest out in society. You won't have the lawlessness. You won't have people trying to throw rocks and attack our law enforcement. See, they're supposed to follow our laws. You won't have them shooting at the law enforcement and things like that. Let them go into prisons and so they can do their job. That's where if they're arrested, they've been arrested as a criminal. But they don't want that because they want you to make it seem like, oh, they've just been here and they're just trying to take care of their kids. But they're not telling you that this person that brutalized his wife, been arrested 3 times on other charges, done hit somebody with the car, cost their life. They don't tell you the whole history of these people. But they're fighting for criminals to be let out. And it's absurd. And we're tired of it. And guess what? We're not here for the okie doke. We're not going for it. It's over. We see you, Democrats. And this is someone that's always voted for a Democratic Party. Straight down ticket. That's how Black people, we vote straight down. We don't know anything about you. We don't know what you represent. We don't know what you're going to do for us. Oh, you're just generationally, we just supposed to vote for Democrats. Nah, dog, those days are over with. We see what you can do that you say you couldn't do for Americans, but you could bring in 10 to 14 million people that are homeless and provide shelter for them. But you say you still can't solve our homeless problem here? But you don't have any, you're going to spend $1 trillion on them when it's all said and done? And that's not the worst of it. It's what you open us up to. That's the worst of it. What you've done to America. And they still running around like we're supposed to follow a non-leader. I don't follow absent leaders. I don't follow, you have to be at least intelligent for me to follow you. At least you should know more than I do or act like you do. There's no one in that party that can give you any answers to anything or tell you why you should be voting for them. They can't tell you that. They can't tell you what have they done for us lately. But they can get in there, they can get in front of Congress and grandstand and Trump this, Trump that. Guess who's working though? At the end of it, I'm going to be real. Guess who's working? President Trump is working for us. Irregardless what we think, and I don't agree with everything he does. No one agrees with everyone with everything. That's life. But at least he's doing something for us. He's not perfect, and neither are we. But at least he's bringing jobs into this country. At least he closed the freaking border. At least he's putting America first. At least he got companies and we got respect from the rest of the world now. At least they had a war going on in Rwanda and Congo, in the Congos for 30 years. And over 6 million people have died. And nobody said anything. Where are the reporters about that? Trump has brought an end to the war. He brought a war that was started in India and Pakistan. They have nuclear ability. At least he intervened and stopped that war. He's stopping wars. What are they doing? No, he hasn't stopped the Russia and Ukraine because it went too far. But what was Biden doing for 3 years while the war was going on? Why President Zelensky, the little dictator, and Putin, the other dictator, why weren't they at the table communicating to stop the war? They didn't want the war to stop. They just was giving them our taxpayer dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars that they can't account for. People dying every day over there, fighting it's an endless war. And now Putin is like, why shouldn't I take the land? Why shouldn't I? They weak. Why shouldn't I take it? Should have been had the discussion. And they want Trump to come. Trump said, look, that's on y'all. Y'all go for it. Y'all just want to kill each other. It's a waste of life. When you let things manifest, you let things go on too long, then people get empowered. Russia's not standing by themselves. They have China. They have North Korea. not standing by themselves. So we don't want that. They could drag us, Ukraine could drag us into a World War III. Because this should have been settled it should have never got started, just like Trump said. It should have never had gotten started. But we're here now. We're here now. So what are we going to do about it now? That's now we have the problem. We inherit the problem. So now we got to find some middle ground that they can come together and make settlement and to end this war, those wars. Because wars aren't a good thing for anybody. But I'm glad that at least he's doing, that man works. I don't know where he gets his energy from. He's 79 years old. Now, none of y'all on here probably 79 years old. I mean, this man is up and at him 24/7. He even takes questions on Air Force One. I mean, you got to give him, I'm tired in the morning. Like, I'm tired when I was going to work. You know, I'm like, where does he get all this energy from? From God. He's on a mission. He knows his time is limited, and he's trying to straighten us out because we don't know what's coming behind Trump. What's coming behind Trump? Who's going to be the ones that continue the work that he has done for us? Who is it going to be? J.D. Vance? I don't know. I like Tulsi. For a woman to be president or vice president, I think that she can stand her ground. She's tough. You can't have a little wimpy woman that talking word salads. You got to have a woman that can stand. You know, I think that she would be good on a ticket. Her Byron, I like Byron Donalds. He's a smart, intelligent, young black man. I think that he would be great on a ticket. So that's from the Republican side. There's quite a few people in the row, but the Democrat side, who's there? Jasmine Crockett? Right now, what are they doing? They got warrants out for them because the Democrats in Texas, because of Mangiaring, they left the state. They're in Illinois right now doing press conferences. We might cover it, might do it off of this live after this live. But they're, you know, over there, but they said gerrymandering has been going on. They did it in California, the Democrats. So they're somewhere, they're still not doing their jobs. They're still not working for their constituents because you can't run from your responsibilities. If you got something to bring to the table, then y'all need to bring it to the table. Because as far as I can see, you know, and I'm going to do Charlemagne. I'm going to come on here later on because I got to do his interview with Laura Trump. I am really going to talk about that and touch on. I wish we had some, even the black community. I'm kind of tired that he's somehow seemingly is the spokesperson. He probably didn't ask for black Americans. Charlemagne. And he's nobody's God. Let's just start with that. Nobody's God. He's nobody's God. He's the voice of reasoning. They can't even admit that Trump, they can't even give credit, and Stephen A. Smith, give Trump credit where credit is due. I mean, he's done more in the last 6 months that whole administration has done in the last 4 years. And look what they have done to this country. They destroyed it. And guess what? I'm telling you right now, we haven't even seen the worst of what they have done to us with those open borders. Y'all know who's here now. Wait till the people that had 4 years to plan on attacking America inside out. Wait till they rise up. They're here. So we need to do a lot to stay focused. Hey, Eric, Trump, stand on business. Okay, thanks, Eric. Okay, here you go.
LA 28, the Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance, and the 45th and 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Donald J. Trump. Thanks, man.
Thank you very much, everybody. It's a big day for a lot of reasons. And it's an honor to have you in this very nice venue across the street from the White House. And thank you all for being here as we take a major step to ensure the United States is fully prepared to welcome the world to Los Angeles for the 2028 Summer Olympic Games. Very exciting day in my life when we got nominated and we ultimately got it. And I didn't think I'd be here for the games in this capacity, but it worked out that way. So I'm very happy about that. Had no idea that was going to happen. When we got it, I said, too bad I won't be president then. But sort of, we took a very circuitous route, didn't we? In my first term, we were instrumental in helping the city of Los Angeles win the bid to bring the Olympic torch back to American soil. And today I'll sign an executive order establishing the White House Task Force on the 2028 Summer Olympics, mobilizing the entire federal government to ensure the games are safe, seamless, and historically successful. It's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be amazing. America is a nation of champions, and in July 2028, we'll show the world what America does best, and that's win. We're winning like we have never won before. You see that all the time. A year ago, we were not a country that was doing well, and now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. I want to recognize several members of the task force, including our great Vice President, J.D. Vance. J.D., thank you very much. Thank you. Our equally great Attorney General, Pam Bondi. Pam, thank you very much, Pam. Secretary of Homeland Security, Christy Kerr. Says Christy Kerr. Do you know who Christy Kerr is? She's a friend of my, great golfer. Christy, no, she's a better golfer than you. That's the only thing, but you're better at a lot of other things. But I want to thank you for being here, for doing an unbelievable job, really an unbelievable job. FCC Chairman Brendan Carr. Brendan, thank you. Thank you, Brendan. Did a great job. White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, most powerful woman anywhere in the world. She's rated the most powerful woman in the world, and I agree with that. And Deputy Chiefs of Staff Stephen Miller. Stephen, thank you. What happened to Stephen? We never want to miss Stephen. He's an MVP candidate. Dan Scavino, another MVP. James Blair, Taylor Budovich, and Nick Luna. Thank you all. Great group of people. They're going to be very much involved. I also am grateful to be joined by two of Team USA's strongest and fastest competitors, retired gold medalist and gymnast, and member of the LA 28 Athletes Council, Nastasha Lukin. Nastasha? How are you, Nastasha? Good. I don't know you, but I've watched you. You're very talented. I would not want to do what you do. This is much easier, believe me. It's incredible what you've done, along with retired gold medal Paralympian swimmer and board member of the U.S. Olympic Committee, Brad Snyder. Brad, thank you very much, Brad. It's a great honor. Thank you. Chairman of the 2028 Olympic Games, Casey Wasserman, a friend of mine for a long time. Casey, thank you very much. Casey, great job. Amazing. LA's a little bit different place than it was when selected, but we're going to bring it back stronger than ever. I spoke to Casey about that. He said, no, we're going to make it better than ever. It's going to be something that's going to make it even more important as a Olympic Games. It was an interesting conversation we had as the fires were raging. Is that right? And I appreciated that very much. And CEO Reynold Hoover. Reynold, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Great honor. I also want to welcome the chair of the U.S. Olympic Committee, Gene Sykes. Gene, thank you. Thank you, Gene, very much. And thank him for recently banning men from competing in women's sports. That's a big deal. Thank you very much. It's amazing the way I don't hear any applause for that when everyone feels it. It's a 97, don't worry about it, Gene. That's a 97-3. It's not 80-20, it's 97-3. But nobody wants to clap. It's crazy. The United States will not let men steal trophies from women at the 2028 Olympics, so we appreciate the fairness and everything else that you've shown. Also with us today is LA 28 board member Reince Priebus, and also Kevin McCarthy. I want to thank Kevin McCarthy and Reince. Thank you, Reince. And thank you, Kevin. And the LA Olympics is shaping up to be a wonderful moment for America. It's going to be incredible. It's so exciting. And with today's action, I'm directing the Department of State, the Department of Justice, the Department of Homeland Security, the FBI, the Secret Service, the Department of Transportation, and many other departments and agencies to use every tool at their disposal to ensure a fantastic, safe, and beautiful event. In 2028, the Olympics is bringing back our national pastime, baseball. Wow, that's great. With teams playing under the lights at the legendary Dodger Stadium, and it is legendary, it's beautiful, one of the most beautiful. Squash players will go head-to-head inside the world-famous Universal Studios. Triathletes will sprint beneath the sun shining down on Venice Beach. This will be one of the great venues. I mean, when you think of it, right? It's going to be so incredible. Soccer teams will face off at the legendary Rose Bowl. Sailors will race through the waters near the port of Los Angeles, and the opening ceremony will take place at the beautiful Memorial Coliseum, just like the Olympics of 1932 and 1984. That was something. Those were very important Olympics. 1932 was a very important Olympics, wasn't it, huh? For 8 straight consecutive summer games, no one has won more medals than Team USA, which is incredible. We want to keep it that way. Over the years, Team USA has won triple the number of Summer Olympic gold medals as the next closest country, and I'm confident that that's going to continue in 2028. That's an amazing achievement, by the way. Between the LA Olympics and the FIFA World Cup next year, we have the World Cup and we have the Olympics, got them both. It's a great time to be a sports fan in America, and maybe, I don't want to say most importantly, but it is a celebration of 250 years. We have our 250th anniversary also during the year, and it's going to be between the three of them. I think there'll be no other time that we've ever had in our history like that. So I'd like to ask the LA Olympics Chairman, Casey Wasserman, to say a few words. And I appreciate it very much, Casey. Great job you've done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. Your support and the entire administration's support through this whole process has been truly extraordinary. In just 1,074 days, yes, we're counting, sir, the eyes of the world will be on this country as we open the 2028 Olympics. And it feels just like yesterday, and you were just president-elect in December of 2016, that you leaned into this process back then. And you've been supportive and helpful every step of the way, and we wouldn't be here without you, so we greatly appreciate all your support.
Thank you.
Our games plan is near final. We've announced a competition schedule. Some of the greatest brains in America have stepped up to support these Olympic Games as commercial partners. And now with the creation of this task force, we've unlocked the opportunity to level up our planning and deliver the largest and yes, greatest games for our nation ever. We expect more than 150 heads of state will come to the games. We'll host approximately 11,000 Olympic and 4,500 Paralympic athletes. They'll participate in 800 competitions at 49 competition venues. This will be the equivalent of producing 7 Super Bowls a day, sir, for 30 days. Yeah. But we are now focused more than ever on delivery, and we can't do this alone. I want to thank President Trump and the entire administration for their support and their partnership as we work to bring these games home. These will be truly America's games. We expect millions of fans from around the country to participate and attend events. And for the first time in history, we're going to take the Olympic torch relay to all 50 states. The most states it's ever gone to is 38, but in 2028, we will touch all 50 states. And sir, if you'd like to run on Park Avenue again to revisit history, you're more than welcome. And we're thrilled. But this administration has delivered critical security funding in the recent bill that will be used by local and state agencies and the federal government to make sure that our games are safe and secure and ultimately the best place to experience and be an Olympic fan. We remain incredibly confident in our ability to deliver the greatest games ever, and that starts with the support of this administration every step of the way. Thank you, sir. In the Olympic movement, but as you know, 1984 hosted the Olympics in Los Angeles, right? And someone we admire, President Reagan, both of us, presided over those, and you will preside over our games. So we have for you a full set of the 84 original medals.
Wow. Can I say that I won them athletically?
Yes, sir.
That would be a great honor.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, come on around, everybody. This is a big one here. Okay.
He has the best hand signature ever.
Pam, no auto pen. That was not an auto pen. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Go ahead, please. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Mr. President, will the Department of Justice? Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Biden.
No, he called on me, but thank
Go
you.
ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Do you still plan to follow through on your threat to impose 100% tariffs on all countries that purchase Russian energy, including China?
Well, I never said a percentage, but we'll be doing quite a bit of that. We'll see what happens over the next
You do-
fairly short period of time. But we'll see what happens. Yep. You know, they have a meeting tomorrow. We have a meeting with Russia tomorrow. We're going to see what happens. We'll make that determination at that time. Yeah, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for calling me. Thank you, Mr. President. On
Oh,
Ukraine,
Biden.
President Zelensky just signed a law allowing for citizens aged 60 and above to serve in the military. We've seen dozens of videos of
Oh
young
my
men being
God.
hauled into vans and dragged to the front lines against their will. And we've even seen videos of a young man with Down syndrome serving on the front line. You, when you campaigned, you said you wanted to see the people stop dying. A lot of people admired that statement. Now the people dying are elderly, mentally handicapped, and conscripts. So even if a ceasefire doesn't work out, why should Americans continue to fund a foreign military that's scraping the bottom of the barrel of its population like this?
Well, you have to understand very importantly, this is Biden's war. This is not my war. I'm here to get us out of it. It's a mess, and I'm here to get us out. I haven't heard that when you say about 60-year-old men and, et cetera. But this is Biden's war, and we're working very hard to get us out. I stopped 5 wars in the last 5 months, actually, and I'd like this to be the 6th, frankly, and that doesn't even include Iran with, obliterating their nuclear haul, because they would have had nuclear weapons within 2 months. But stopped a lot of wars. You just take a look at the ones just over the last 2 or 3 months. It's been amazing. This is the one I'm trying to stop. This is the one we're working hardest on. The other ones I stopped within a matter of days, almost every one of them, including India and Pakistan. And I could go over the whole list, but you know the list as well as I do. But this is the one we'd like to see. I haven't not heard that, but this is Biden's war. And it's a war that he got us into, or indirectly got us into. It should have never happened. It would have never happened had I been president. Yeah, next to you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Would you support Israel reoccupying all of Gaza, as has been suggested by some Israeli officials?
Well, I don't know what the suggestion is. I know that we are there now trying to get people fed. As you know, $60 million was given by the United States fairly recently to supply food, and a lot of food, frankly, for the people of Gaza that are obviously not doing too well with the food. And I know Israel's going to help us with that in terms of distribution and also money. We also have the Arab states are going to help us with that in terms of the money and possibly distribution. So that's what I'm focused on. As far as the rest of it, I really can't say. That's going to be pretty much up to Israel. Yeah, please. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. On transgender athletes in the Olympics, back to the safety, especially of female combat boxers. Will the Department of Justice considering pressing charges against any man that tries to masquerade as a woman coming into this country to beat up American athletes? And secondly, would your administration consider genetic testing so that these people can prove that they're actually women competing?
Well, I think there is going to be a very strong form of testing as far as charges. I'd have to ask the Attorney General about that. I don't know. But there will be a very, very strong form of testing. And if the test doesn't come out appropriately, they won't be in the Olympics. Yes, ma'am. Please. Go ahead, please. White.
Thank you. Mr. President, do you believe that the U.S. committee would have made this decision on men and women's sports if you weren't president? And do you believe that this decision will stay in place once you are no longer president?
I think they probably would have, because it just seems to be an issue that most people feel should be. I can't really say. You could have asked Chairman Wasserman, but I would say that, there's a possibility. It could go either way if you really want to know the truth. I feel strongly about it. I ran a campaign, at least partially on that. That was one of the many issues that I talked about: open borders, the economy, taxes, all of the things. But that was certainly one of the issues. So I really can't, I really don't know. Could have gone either way. Please.
Have you decided on a replacement for the Fed governor?
For Fed governor, I'll be making that decision before the end of the week, and we'll either decide on one for permanence or the 4-month period, the term. There's a term of about a number of months. We have a couple of candidates, and everybody wants it. Okay, it's not a couple, but we've narrowed it to a couple of candidates, and we've also we're looking at the Fed chair, and that's down to 4 people right now. Very good. Well, I can tell you, because I've already said there's 2 Kevins and 2 other people. Okay, Brian.
Thank you, Mr. President. This has to do with the safety aspect of the Olympics. What can you do as a president to ensure that Southern California, the greater Los Angeles area, is safe from any fire danger, that the state clears away brush in state parks, the reason why this last fire happened in Pacific Palisades? What can you ensure for that?
Well, as you know, Brian, we have, I've been fighting with them for a long time about allowing the water to come down from the Pacific Northwest, essentially. And we actually opened up that water pretty strongly. We got a lot of opposition from the governor, and we opened it up anyway, and the water is coming down. We want it opened further. They have a lot of water. They send it out into the Pacific Ocean in order to protect the smelt. It's a little tiny fish that's not doing very well, especially when they don't have water. They really do badly, okay? But it's a fish, environmentally protected, even though it's in many other areas. I think they just use that as an excuse to smelt. You'll check that out. But I think it's just an excuse. They've got to allow full water, and they're working with Lee Zeldin is really helping us a lot, but they've got to allow a full complement of water to come down from the Pacific Northwest. There is so much water. If Gavin Newsom let the water come down, see the way I pronounced his name properly for a change, if this guy allowed the water to come down from the Pacific Northwest, they have so much water they don't know what to do with it. All of those sprinklers would have gone on. All of those people with those beautiful houses with sprinklers in the ceilings and with the water, the fire pumps outside, all that water. They didn't have any water because they wouldn't let the water come down. There's so much water there. At first, when I got involved with this issue of my first term, I said to the congressman, they took me up because they wanted to show me the fields where they could farm 10 times more product. You'd see 100 acres, and you'd see 1 acre or 2 acres, beautiful green. It's very vibrant, but they don't give it the water that it's entitled to. And I said, oh, they have a drought? I said, no, they told me we don't have a drought. They don't. The Democrats don't allow the water to come down into the farms and into anywhere. By the time it gets down even into certain parts of California, it's fed out stupidly into the Pacific Ocean. If that water were allowed, so we broke into it and we allowed it to come down and come down at a higher level, and we want that, and we're demanding that of the governor. The other thing is, we'll do anything necessary to keep the Olympics safe, including using our National Guard or military. Okay? No, I will use the National Guard or military. This is going to be so safe, and if we have to. Because obviously you have a mayor that is not very competent. She can't get the permits for the people. You know, the people are still waiting for their permits. Lee Zeldin got them the federal permit, which is 10 times harder to get. And everybody can build on the federal basis, and that's the hard one. But the mayor, Bass, she refuses to or cannot get them permits. They're waiting. And I was there right after the fires, and I saw all these beautiful people standing by their homes, ready to get in and get to work. And they're waiting for their permits, and they're still waiting for their state permits and city permits. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace.
President Trump.
Redress, yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
India says that the US imports Russian uranium, chemicals, fertilizers, while criticizing their energy imports. Your response to that, sir?
I don't know anything about it. I'd have to check, but we'll get back to you on that. Yeah, please.
Mr. President,
Yeah, go ahead.
have you seen the Hamas released video of Israeli hostage Avitar David starving and being forced to dig his own grave in a Hamas tunnel?
I have, yeah. I have.
Reaction.
I think it's horrible. I think it's horrible. And I hope a lot of people do get to see it as bad as it is, because I think it's a horrible thing. Yeah, behind you, please.
Mr. President,
Yes.
can you speak to just how this drop-off in foreign-born workers is going to benefit Americans, and will it force American companies to pay fairer wages to American workers?
Well, we want to take care of our American workers, and first and foremost, and that's what we're doing. We also want to help our farmers, because our farmers are producing like never before. We have to help them. And we're working out some very complicated strategies and language. But the main thing that I think I was elected to do is to get the illegals out of our country, who are especially in particular criminals. 11,888 murderers were allowed into our country with Biden's open border policy, with our border czar, who never spoke to the Border Patrol, never went to the border one time. That's Kamala. And think of it, we have murderers, we have people coming in from all countries all over the world, from prisons in the Congo in Africa, from prisons all over South America, all over rough parts of Europe, all over Asia. They're pouring into our country. Not anymore. So we just announced, we had our third consecutive month where we were rated 0 people. And these are, frankly, very liberal people that make up these charts. So I don't know what's wrong with them. They seem to not be doing their job for the Democrats. But I'm honored by the fact that they say it. We're very tough on the border, and people can come into our country, but they have to come in legally. So I think that we've done an amazing job, actually. But we have to get the criminals out of our country, murderers, drug dealers, gang members. They empty prisons into our country. It's one of the reasons, I think, even beyond the economy, it's one of the reasons I got elected. It's really maybe the number one. It was between the economy and that. But, as I said before, our nation is doing really well, but we have to get these really bad people. They should have never been allowed in our country. Open border policy is for fools. We're the only country in the world with an open borders policy, but we don't have that anymore. We had 0 now for 3 months in a row. Peter?
Thank you very much, President Trump. Nice to see you got off the roof all right.
Yeah.
You said this morning that you probably won't be running for a 3rd term. This weekend, Secretary of State Rubio said that he thought J.D. Vance would be a great nominee. You could clear the entire Republican field right now. Do you agree that the heir apparent to MAGA is J.D. Vance?
Well, I think most likely, in all fairness, he's the vice president. I think Marco is also somebody that maybe would get together with J.D. in some form. I also think we have incredible people, some of the people on the stage right here. So it's too early, obviously, to talk about it, but certainly he's doing a great job, and he would be probably favored at this point.
And on Texas, if Texas redrawing their congressional map would get you 5 safe red seats, means that California, New York, Illinois, and Maryland are all going to redraw their maps to add safe.
Well, they'll do it anyway.
Is it worth it?
Yeah, they'll do it anyway. Why? If we stop over there, they would have done it anyway. Look, a lot of these states, I watched this morning as Democrats are complaining, and they're complaining from states where they've done it, like in Illinois, like in Massachusetts. I watched this lunatic, Pocahontas. She's a total lunatic. I don't know what she's on. She's all jumping up and down like I've never seen anything like it, talking about supporting the communist mayor. And he's not a socialist. He's a communist, okay? This is not a socialist, man. This is a communist. If you look at any of his policies and go back 6 months. You don't even have to go back further than that. So they want to put a communist in New York. Now, the good news is we have a lot of power over that because we're the ones with the money. We send the money, we don't send the money. It's up to the White House, a lot of power in the White House. But when I watched her jumping up and down, talking about that and supporting the communists, but if you look at what's going on with the redistricting or whatever you want to call it, the Democrats have done it long before we started. They've done it all over the place. They did it in New York. They did it in a lot of different states. But in Massachusetts, so somebody used this as an example today. I was interviewed this morning, and they said, you know, it's pretty unfair. Trump got 40%. I'm not proud of that, but I think I probably got more, but that's okay. I got 40% in Massachusetts, and yet they have 100% of the vote in terms of Congress. So there's no Republican, there's no anything. So we should have 40%. You know why? They redistricted. And they've done it all over the place. And they've done it in California, by the way. Before this, they've done it in California. So we'll see what happens. We have a wonderful governor in Texas. He feels strongly about it. It's going to be up to him. I think there's tremendous support for it. And, you know, we've watched the Democrats destroy our country in 4 years. They've destroyed between their open borders that we talked about, transgender for everybody, all of the horrible things that they've done, high taxes, horrible medical provision for people. We've watched them destroy our country for 4 years, and people don't want that. And people in Texas, as you saw, I got the highest vote in the history of Texas. I love Texas. Texas likes me, obviously. But I got the highest vote, and that was checked out on the show. Did you see that? Where they checked it out, they said he actually did get the highest vote in the history of Texas, which disappointed them. They were very disappointed to hear that. But Texas is a place that's done very well with a free enterprise kind of an attitude, with the exact opposite of what's happening in New York with a communist mayor. And they know what they're doing, and they're doing the right thing. Yeah.
2 questions for you.
Mr. President, thank you. Texas Senator John Cornyn is asking for your help to force Democrats back to the state and hold them accountable. Do you want the federal government and the FBI to help locate and arrest these Texas Democrats who have left the state?
Well, I think they've abandoned the state. Nobody's seen anything like it, even though they've done it twice before. And in a certain way, it almost looks like they've abandoned the state. It looks very bad. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Should the FBI get involved? Should the FBI get involved?
Well, they may have to. They may have to. No, I know they want them back. Not only the Attorney General, the governor wants them back. If you look, I mean, the governor of Texas is demanding they come back. So a lot of people are demanding they come back. You can't just sit it out. You have to go back. You have to fight it out. That's what elections are all about. Yeah, please.
Thank you so much, President Trump. 2 questions for you. One, were you aware of and did you personally approve the prison transfer for Ghislaine Maxwell that your Justice Department?
I didn't know about it at all. No, I read about it just like you did.
And do you believe that she is?
It's not a very uncommon thing.
Do you believe that she's credible to be listening to? Your Deputy Attorney General sat down with her recently.
Well, let me tell you, he's a very talented man. His name is Todd Blanche. He's a very legitimate person, very high, just a very highly thought of person, respected by everybody. And I didn't talk to him about it, but I will tell you that whatever he asked would be totally appropriate, and it's not an uncommon thing to do that. And I think he probably wants to make sure that, you know, people that should not be involved or aren't involved are not hurt by something that would be very, very unfortunate, very unfair to a lot of people. But I will say this, Todd Blanche is one of the most highly respected people you'll ever meet. So I know this. I didn't discuss it with him, but anything he talked about with her or the fact that he did that, not unusual, number one, and most importantly is something that would be totally above board. Please. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Thanks, Mr. President. Mr. President, how much more would you like DOJ to cut from the federal government?
Well, it's not so much DOJ anymore. And by the way, I have to say that somebody from DOJ was very badly hurt last night. You saw that. A young man who was beat up by a bunch of thugs in D.C. And either they're going to straighten their act out in terms of government and in terms of protection, or we're going to have to federalize and run it the way it's supposed to be run. But it's not a question of DOJ. We have great people, secretaries and all, working with DOJ and cutting with with a scalpel as opposed with an axe. Just cutting with a fine-tooth comb and they're getting rid of people that aren't doing their job, or bad people, or bad things, bad policy, et cetera, et cetera. And I think we've been very successful in that. And there's more cutting to do, but there's also more getting. We want smart people in government. Our country is doing great. I think we're doing probably, maybe in many ways, better than we've ever done before. You know, we're taking in trillions, not billions, trillions and trillions of dollars from other countries who for years took advantage of us. They took advantage of the United States like we were children, and that's not happening anymore. Now they're paying a lot of money, and they're paying hundreds of billions of dollars. Individual countries paying hundreds of billions of dollars. You're seeing what everybody else is seeing. And we have a lot of things we can do. You know, one of the questions asked of me this morning is, are you going to make a dividend to the people? And the purpose of what I'm doing is primarily to pay down debt, which will happen in very large quantity. But I think there's also a possibility that we're taking in so much money that we may very well make a dividend to the people of America. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Wow. He took a lot of questions that, you know what, I give respect where respect is due. This president is so transparent, like the rest of the people that were there for the signing of his executive order. Even after they walked out, he went right to the podium to take questions from those thirsty reporters. These are the same reporters that didn't have any questions for 4 years with the previous administration. They didn't ask anything. They were so biased, and they truly did a disservice to the American people by not putting their feet to the fire, especially with the borders being open. Why weren't questions asked? Why didn't they ask about the borders and the flooding of this freaking country? I mean, no one said a damn word. They knew that they were flying them in, and they loaded up the American people, and they put the burden of 2 wars on our backs. 2 wars. Ukraine and Russia. Israel and what was going on in Gaza. All that was put on our backs, along with opening up the borders and allowing anyone and everyone to come in. And besides that, they knew Venezuela had emptied out their prisons. That's not hearsay. That's what they actually did to this country. Why would we want criminals that committed murders and rapists that were convicted to come into our country, to roam our streets, prison free, jail free? It didn't make any sense. Where were those thirsty reporters then? Now they want to do their job. Now they got all the questions in the world. They were literally fighting over, he called on me. Oh, he called on me. Oh, he called me. I mean, they fighting to talk to President Trump. See, when they were in office, it was scripted, teleprompters, and only selected people that had questions pre-approved by the Biden's administration, the questions for him to answer. And guess what? It might have been only 2 or 3. And then he will walk into the sunset somewhere. It really disturbs me to see now that y'all want to use y'all degrees. Now y'all are journalists. Now y'all want to ask all the questions, and he take all of them. I expect the same whoever becomes president in the next 4 years. I want the same. I demand the same. I demand the same transparency. I demand the same. Because I helped that last administration get into office. I voted, campaigned, and everything for them. You can look at my previous videos with me and Biden. And I did the whole 9 yards. I sat on the executive board. And I did everything to get them elected. But I had no idea that the agenda was to destroy this freaking country. If I had, at that time, had known that the intent was day one to undo all Trump executive orders as far as that border, to rip them down and to flood this country and put a burden like that on us when we already had trillions of dollars in debt, with $36 trillion in debt. that was the agenda, I would have campaigned as hard as possible against them. And that's the honest to God truth. I would have never went along with the dumbness. But I didn't know. I thought they actually were going to look out for the American people. I thought they were going to look out for the Black community. I thought finally, those promises that they've been making for 12 of the last 16 years, they finally was going to give us an anti-hate crime bill. Like they gave to the Asians who didn't help get them in office. But the illegal immigrants, they come in, they got an anti-hate crime bill. You can't touch them. Our police officers can't touch them. The military can't touch them. They would catch and release. They could commit crimes and they had to let them go. That's what they did to this country. And when I start seeing them taking down white women, I'm like, oh, well, it's all over with them. I mean, they really don't care. It's really about the votes. It's about the votes. They don't care what the outcome for the rest of us, what we would have to go through because of their bad decisions, that those votes from these people meant more to them than our safety and more to them about taking care of our concerns. We did not put them in office for non-citizens. Let's be clear. We didn't vote y'all in, Democrats, for non-citizens. That's not why we voted for y'all. Because y'all seem to act like that's supposed to be our agenda. Let me give you a news flash. It's not. We voted for you for our benefits, to make it better lives for us. That seemingly you have forgotten about us. But I'm glad y'all showing y'all ugly faces. Y'all have the lowest approval rating in what? How many years? Oh, in history. Let's say in history. Since they've been doing polling. That's how bad that party is. And anyone that's still taking up for that nonsense, you can't be an American citizen because they're not looking out for us. And when I say us, I mean Americans. Not distinct by race, color, or creed. Americans. Because all of us, of every different ethnicity, put Trump into office. And we want the best for our children, our children's children, and for our futures. We want the best for us. And that's the least they should be doing for us. So I don't want to hear them act like they're not fighting for us. They have stopped fighting for us 4 years ago. They don't fight for us. And every time they do a news conference, they worry about their seats now. Now their seats is a bit, they're going to push us out of our seats. Well, they need to. Because look what you've done to us. Oh, gerrymandering is going on in Texas. Oh, well, you did it in California, everywhere else. Y'all still not worrying about us. Y'all can't even do a news conference and say, we have failed y'all, Americans. We opened up the borders. We see the results. We see the people that have suffered from it. We see that we haven't been taking care of our homeless, our vets. We see that we haven't been putting you first. We see that we had them on your Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. Over 400,000 of them are in our schools, in college, non-citizens getting a free education that we can't even afford to send our kids to. Y'all done all this to us and act like we supposed to like rah you on. No. The buck stops here. And America is a country that's a giver. We've done our job, but we can't continue to neglect our own well-being. No country is like that, and neither is this one. But the news media controls how we think, and they make it like that's our concern. The mainstream media, the liberal media, like that's how it's not, and they know it's not. That's why they've been sued and losing lawsuits to Trump because they've been biased. They're supposed to be neutral. They're supposed to show both sides, not one side. And they failed us. And they continue to fail us. Because CNN slowly is creeping, starts saying, oh, Trump approval rate is like crazy. Oh, Trump, he did, the tariffs are working. Oh, inflation is bad. They seeing all the stuff that's actually positive that's being done. They can't even lie anymore to y'all. All y'all diehard Democrats, they can't even lie any longer.
They flipped it. They made now people's attention's on the list.
Yeah. You know? And you know what I want them to do? To be honest, I want to, so we're going to move on because this future bad. They talk about the Epstein list. There's nothing left. What are you going to say after that? What are you going to hold them accountable to work for you then? Because you know who's on the list, and I said it like before everybody else been saying streams of God shit. I need to start using the titles because our best is our content when we're speaking, not the titles of our live streams, because we dive deep into what's really going on. And what I was saying, I want them to release all of it because you know who's on it? The Democrats.
Bill Clinton went there.
Bill Clinton 28 times. If that was Trump went there one time, that would be world news. Bill Clinton, a former president, 28 times he went to Epstein's Island. Him and a lot of other dignitaries. They would go in there all the time. You can read that. You know, I want them to release. You know why? Why you think the Democrats, the way they went after Trump, didn't release it? Because they're on it. They're on it.
Andy Rose, thank you. Andy Rose said, thank you for creating a platform and realizing what the liberal media has done to the United States.
God bless you. You know, I didn't know. And a lot of people don't know because we're so busy living our lives that they get away with a lot until we start listening, until we start paying attention. I fought myself. I'm supposed to be been a legislative director. You know, I'm like, I have titles, all kinds of titles. And I campaign, I canvass, phone bank speeches, support, attended every kind of conference, dinners, been Washington, walking the corridors, hey Bernie, all the whole 9 yards. I got so many pictures and receipts with me with everybody and anybody you can think of, because I'm there. I was there, DNC, there, on the floor, there. Everybody can't get to go to these things. I have been there. And I didn't know because I was so busy voting for Democrats that I never was looking at their policies.
Oh, thanks, Edwin. You said that we are inspiration. Please don't ever stop thinking and doing what you do.
Oh, God bless you.
Bless you.
You know, but like once God revealed the light and you see what's going on, you know, you have to be true to yourself. And what made me move more aside from the Democratic Party is because once Obama, the first black president, got elected, that I thought, okay, now we're going to get the anti-hate crime bill. Now, you know, he's like, keep hope alive and all that. Keep hope alive. You know, not for us. I didn't know he was going to be the LGBTQ president. I didn't know he was the president of same-sex marriages and Pride Month and all that. He did nothing for us 2 terms. But that's when the party changed. It started moving away from biblical principles. It started putting God last.
They call him the deporter-in-chief.
Yeah, and he was the deporter-in-chief. But no one said anything about President Obama. But they give Trump, he has had more injunctions than all of them put together. They attack him. And guess what? They didn't deal with MS-13, Trinidad Raga, 350 terrorists, 2 million gotaways, cartel, Afghanistan. All that's here. They didn't even deal with that. They didn't even deal with that. And nobody said anything. So
we're referring to the one true living God.
You know, so when they start moving away from biblical principles and things like that and start putting God last, God is not in abortion. They became a party of abortion.
They're all saying in the chat that, so you hate the people of that lifestyle.
You know what? That's a deflection. Yeah. And probably jagging somebody. But that's a deflection. Because what we're not going to do is make up words that I didn't say. Because one thing that people do when you're not with them, they twist your words and like you're saying something that you're not. God loves everyone. I love everyone. I don't care what your ethnicity is, what your sexual orientation. It's not about that. You're a child of the Most High God. But that don't mean that I'm going along with your lifestyle. I'm not going because it goes against what I believe in, personally believe in, what the Bible says. I don't put man over God. That's not going to happen. You know, we're not going to call wrong right and right wrong. That's wrong. But you have a right, and God gives you free will to live the life whatever you want to. You're going to answer to God, and you're going to stand before God. So you live your life the best that you can, but saying that you are not for a lifestyle is not saying that you don't love the people. And you love them by telling them the truth.
Larry, then how about you leave the stream, Larry? And Matthew, you must be part of that lifestyle because you're going to bat for this.
That's important to them. Yeah. And it's so, you know, men are the apples of God's eye. For a man to act like that's normal or like you're infringing for how many thousands of years? You never had to tell a man that he was a man or a woman is a woman. You always had homosexuality, but they can't even define what a woman is. Are you kidding me? You're going to put biological men? Women can't compete against men. Our bone density is different. Your lung capacity is different. Everything is different. They're men, and we're women. Those are facts. There's two genders. That's it. Can't no doctor grow a penis on a woman. He can't do that. And can't no doctor cut a man testicles and penis off and then say they're a woman. They still a man. Now they're mutilated. They can mutilate you. That's as far as they can do. But for God's sakes, don't do that. Because they can't create. They can't recreate. They're men.
A lot of men defending this.
They're men. They can't recreate. So save yourself. If you're an adult and those are your decisions, God bless you. That's your decision. But as far as for children, don't they do that to little kids?
Juan G, read Leviticus 18:22 to see what God thinks about it.
Don't do that to children. Let them grow up and make a decision. It's perverted. It's perversion. But let them grow up. And then as adults make a decision. If you're an adult and you want to have your body mutilated and want to be on pills for the rest of your life and go through more depression than you ever been through, that's your will. But don't do that to kids. They can't handle it.
You want to live a lie and have people that act like you are what you're not.
You know, you want us to believe, you don't want to believe what you are, but you want us to believe what you are not. That's just crazy. It doesn't make any sense. But live your life. Live your life. My concern is not the adults, it's the children that they want to influence. It's the children that they want to play, rope, hopscotch, and they just want to play video games, and they got them worried about their sexuality. They children. Let them be kids. Let them look at Barney. Let them look at, their TV shows and enjoy being a child like you did. That's all. And then let them grow up. But don't influence them for a lifestyle that goes against nature. Let them grow up. But if you're good and you're a man and you don't want to be a man and you're an adult, then that's your decision. God bless you. Nobody's taking away your right to do what you want to do. So like when people try to twist it, like they say, oh, I'm not against any of it. But I'm not going to lie about it for you. I'm not going to go along to get along and I'm going to pretend that it's okay.
Now Matthew said, how can people like that live their life when people like you are going around talking down on them?
And nobody see anything that's said is to you is going against whatever. No matter how you say it, if you don't go along with it, then there's a problem. So from the beginning of time, it's always been defined what a man and a woman is. For you to, whatever happened to you, the majority of the time something happened to these people. You were raped, molested, something happened. Or society influenced, something happened to you. That you're not happy the way God created. I love being black. I love being a woman. I love how God created me. Everyone should be happy how God created you. Why would somebody be a man and say, oh, I don't want to be a man because I like, because this woman, she pretty wearing lipstick. It's not even, it doesn't even make sense. Or you want men to look at you as a woman and they see that you're a man, or vice versa. Women, like, you want a woman to look at you a man and you're a woman. You know, people can't be in that delusion. People have to tell the truth. But that does not stop you from being what you are. But now the thing is that people want everybody to be in bubble land too. And it doesn't work like that. You know, but God bless you. You know, I hope one day that you find the peace and the love that you're searching for.
So a black guy named Martin said, older black guy, he said, LGBT is one issue, not a reason to support the party that wants to erase our history. I suggest we let people live their life, period. Not my business what they do in private.
Yeah, they put it out for the world. They put it out for the world.
You want to talk about
They
the
put it
crime
out.
bill, too?
Yeah, you can talk. They put it out for the world. We don't want to know what you do with the same sex. We don't care. We don't want to know. They put all the woke stuff out here and want us to identify with pronouns and want us to accept all this stuff and sit up there. Yeah, and girls don't act like, we don't overemphasize our femininity because we don't have to. Because we know this is who we are.
And the main thing, what they're doing to the children.
Yeah, look, you're an adult. God bless you. You know, hopefully you'll be delivered. You'll seek God because God can change it. And when you have black people, we need to read.
Yeah.
Find out what's going on before you open up your mouth. Find out who's behind the Ku Klux Klan. You know who started that? Mr. Black Man? The Democrats. You know who is behind Jim Crow? The Democrats. You know who is behind the 1994 bill that caused mass incarceration of black men that are still in jail today, that over sentenced, that Joe Biden said that they were super predators, beyond the pill, beyond rehabilitation? Democrats. You know who tried to stop the civil rights bill that I thought it was the Democrats that was pushing it? It was the Republicans that voted unanimously and was pushing the civil rights bill. You know who went up against the civil rights bill? The Democrats. You know what they did? They filibustered for 70 damn days to try to overturn the civil rights bill. The Democrat. So we can go on and on and on.
You could look this up too.
Look it all up. I didn't know. So before you say something, find out our history. Somehow they flipped the script and the Democrats became somehow the party of the people, which they've never been for the black people. They wanted to keep us on welfare, Section 8, when we are engineers, doctors, lawyers, authors, businessmen, multi-millionaires, billionaires, athletes, scientists, you name it, inventors. That's who we are. We put our culture, the Black Americas, is defined throughout the world. Everybody copies our style, our swag, our music, how we move from rap music to R&B, everything derives from black people, even country music. Black people. So we've given a lot to this country, and this is the best country in the world. But it's a lot of stuff we still need to get done, like that. Like always, being for even police officers, they know that they can shoot a black person and get away with it, but they don't touch. When I saw they don't touch illegal immigrants, no matter, they could kick them and stomp them, shoot them, everything. Nothing done. But black people, they could be handcuffed behind their back on the ground and get shot, and they say they was it was their life was being threatened. That's what we need to be worried. We want elected officials that'll stop the nonsense. Treat all of us as Americans the same rights. Like when people could stab people 11 times and that don't make the news, but people get in a fist fight, but they had a fist fight before, and you know, white people jumping black people ain't no big deal, but black people fight, oh, it's a bigger deal. Like we got to make this stuff really even, how they come for us, because we're all in it together. So there are things that still need to be worked out. I'm not going to vote for any racist party on either side.
We born in America, and we always will be Americans. You're the one who looks like a legal immigrant.
Oh yeah, we're Americans.
Asking for our green card to show our green
Oh
card.
well, that's just trolling you.
Yeah.
You know, but anyway, they want to be us. But you know, we are proud Americans. We're proud, and every American, whether you're white, black, Asian, Indian, Hispanic, Latino, Indigenous, and you're American, you should be proud to be American. We are Americans. You don't go to other countries and they define you by your color. You're either Canadian, or you're African, or you're Russian. You know, we are American. Period.
Someone asked, "Are you a Black Lives Matter supporter?"
Why do you read stuff? You know, so God is good. I think, as far as like my opinion, that I never looked too much in Black Lives Matter. I believe the idea was great, but you better have great ideas run by the wrong, corrupt people. Those women came up with a great thing that should have propelled Black people to more of equal rights, more moving us in a better direction. But greed got in the way. You know, when that money started coming in, then they were lesbians. Then they were like, they lost the credibility of the movement. But the movement was a great thing. The people behind it killed it. So maybe somebody will come up with something else. Or maybe our legislators will be for all of us. Irregardless, do what's right. How about just do what's right by all Americans? That's what we want. So I was disappointed what they did. And the people that's in office, I don't know what's going to happen in 2026. I believe that the Republicans are probably going to keep the House sitting and all that. They're going to win.
Gus, you fool. I was a Republican first, you idiot.
Why you? Yeah, I was a Democrat. My son was a Republican. He couldn't even vote when he was a Republican. He was buying Trump hats for Trump. And I'm like, what are you doing? I'm an activist. I'm sitting on the executive board. I got hundreds of thousands of people behind me that I'm in leadership. And you're going against what your mom is fighting for. My daughter, she is phenomenal. You know, she's like powerful in her own right. And he's the Republican. So, I was late to the party. But when I saw what they did to this country, and when I saw how far removed they got away from God, because God is first in my life, and you guys who haven't subscribe to my new channel, Pray Till All Hear. Pray Till All Hear. I only have 3 videos up right now. I'm working on. I'm probably going to upload today or tomorrow. I love, if you want a great pastor to listen to, he's my pastor. Pastor Philip Anthony Mitchell. He's a man of God, and he's phenomenal. And it's hard to find someone that's preaching the word of God, because I kid you not, I had considered myself a God chaser. I was, and from Pastor Paula White to Juanita Bynum to T.D. Jakes to Noel Jones to Miles Monroe, all of them. I heard all of them read. I would run everywhere to hear every pastor you could think of, attend the conferences. But a lot of them got away from God. They became celebrity pastors. They became mega church pastors. They became that Jesus was no longer the star. They became like, it's all about me, you know. So it was hard to find someone that's preaching the word of God, that's doing God's work. And that's what this man is. So I'll probably be putting a lot of his videos because people need to hear him. He's authentic. He's the real thing. And I look at him as John the Baptist 2025 reincarnated. So I think a lot of them. But that's my other channel that I'm going to build up so people can, you know, call for prayer, and we'll do things, you know, maybe a daily devotion. And I got to see how he wants me to do it. But our job here on this earth we exist to spread the word till all have heard. That's why we're here. So even doing Speak the Truth 2.0 is still, I have to spread the word of God because that's mandated by God. I'm called to do that. And all of us are called to do that. So, but that's why this channel is authentic. That's why we stand on biblical principles. And that's why we speak the truth. And that don't mean that we're always right. And that's why this platform is we can educate one another. And my whole goal is that the only way we could come together, whether we agree to disagree, is to communicate without being nasty, without being angry, without, if I don't agree with you, I'm threatening, I'm upset. You know, that's what I get now from my former party. It seems like I didn't know we were so hateful. I didn't know we were the angry. I thought that was supposed to be the Republicans. So I'm shocked of things that have come to a realization that I never knew we were like that. You know, but the Democratic Party has lied to the Black community tremendously. They have not been for us. They want to keep it suppressed. We don't need a hand down. We need a hand up. Like the jobs are real. Those construction jobs, every building that's going up, those are Black jobs because Black men, because of that mass incarceration stuff by Biden, were over sentenced. And once you get a record, it's hard to get a job. A lot of those guys who are getting the construction jobs that they no longer get, that's going to people who are non-citizens. You know, those landscaping jobs. Well, you know, most of the companies that I see, like cutting the grass and all that, they're non-citizens. You know, your housekeeping, all that, non-citizens. So those are the jobs that have been taken away. They say Black jobs, well, those are some jobs that lower the Black employment rate. And now finally, for all Americans that are being hired now, the employment rate has gone up. Because it was like 1.4, I think, million my non-citizens were being hired. And it wasn't any like Americans being hired. Now that went down, and now Americans are being hired like it should be. We need to be employed. And we need to know that we don't need to stay in a system. That God gave us hands and feet and capabilities. We all, and guess what? We might have different pigmentation and color, but we all have the same color brain. That's my motto. All our brains are the same color and have the same capabilities. All of us do. Nobody, because the color of your skin make you brighter. Your brain is the same color as that Black man, that Hispanic, that Asian. So it's all about getting education. Because just like the word said, people perish for lack of knowledge. You got to get the education. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to be educated.
Yeah, I guess you align. I guess you align God with Joe Biden and Kamala, right? They're saying don't put God in the same conversation as Trump.
Yeah, well, Jesus died for all of us. And you don't have a heaven and hell to put anyone in. Jesus, he said that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever shall believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. That blood is for all of us. So all that spewing hate, God, is no hate in God. That's not God. God is holy. God is a loving God. So he wants all of us to be saved. He doesn't want any of us to perish. Hell was made for the devil and his demons. It wasn't really made for us. But anyway, you guys, I want to do another live. I want to do Charlemagne. I'm not going to say the other part because he's nobody's God. But I do want to get him, I do want to do a live on him a little bit later with his interview with Laura Trump. And there's another one I'm going to upload. Look at my uploads, you guys. So don't forget to hit that notification bell because I want y'all to check out when I do uploads because I want to do another upload that's been pressing on me, on my spirit.
Inspires, you could just look at Ben Carson, who's a brain surgeon. A Black job doesn't necessarily have to be a low-paying job. It could be one of the highest.
I just said with electricians, doctors, lawyers, scientists, astronaut, inventors, authors, executive, business owners, entrepreneurs. We're everything. Architects, all of that. All of that. No, we're not. That's not what we're saying.
Yeah.
But what we are saying, because of, unfortunately, there was a mass incarceration of Black people. When you get incarcerated in jail and you come out, it's hard to get a job. when you have a record. And some of those jobs that non-citizens are getting were going to those who unfortunately had entered into the system. That's what we're saying. That's the best way I can put that. That's what we're referring to as far as that segment of people. But anyway, you guys, thanks for joining us. Thank you, members. I'm going to call you guys out on the next live, everybody name. And I do want to do something just for us, for the members, special friends. Thank you, guys. I see Kevin's on. I don't know who else is on. I don't see Dulcie, Debbie, and some of the other ones. But thank you guys for joining us. We're going to be calling you guys out because we want to uplift the people that decide to become members, because that shows that you are standing with us, you're for us, and we do want to bring some of you guys on, you know, being members so you can join us in a live or join us when we upload, when we have a conversation, so that we can get to know you better and get to know our members. And you guys who aren't members, don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, because we pop on, like I said, I'm telling you now, we might be on later on today, but we pop on like every day, sort of, except maybe for the weekends. I see that's kind of our pattern. But look for us. Look for us, and you enjoy our content, and you want people that are authentic. We don't have the fluff, we don't have the backgrounds, we don't have all of that, but what we are honest. And I think honesty and being authentic trumps everything else. You know, you don't want people lying to you. And just coming from our perspective in this platform, you can express how you feel with each other. That's what it's for. Each other, Democrats, Republicans, non-citizens, be on, people from around the world are on here. So you get to hear how Americans are thinking and how we're viewing what's happening in our country.
No, Juan, you're brainwashed is what you are. It's been trolling the whole chat.
Because when people only troll when they have nothing to stand on. When you have stuff to stand on, then you can speak in a clear, concise manner. You can let your point of view to, you know, come through. But when people aren't in agreement with you and you have nothing to say, then that's what people do when there's nothing there. But you guys, don't forget to leave us a comments, because I'd be glad when y'all start leaving comments after these live, so we can actually read them and respond to them, because there's be so many people that we can't, unless, you know, you super chat us or our members. We most definitely want to acknowledge you guys and make you guys a priority. You're a priority for us. And we're going to show that more now that we have seven. We have 7. I think they said we need like 8 members before we could, they get like a special badge, but I think we have 7. So then there's other special things that we can do once we get, you know, these are YouTube rules. Like, so we're looking forward to that. And we just want to tell you guys, look for the next live. Probably gonna grab something to eat. I usually try to hit the gym. I didn't have time. But we're gonna come back on, because I really want to do the one with Lord Trump and Charlemagne from the Breakfast Club, who's not a spokesperson for Black people. He is not the spokesperson. I don't know how he's being crowned. He the new, who is he supposed to be? He ain't Hakeem. I don't know. He supposed to be the new leader of the Democratic Party. Is it Charlemagne? I don't know. But anyway, you guys,
It's like our Charlie Kirk, the Democrats' Charlie Kirk.
thanks guys for coming on, and we do appreciate you guys. Thank you to people that super chat us, and we're probably gonna do something that you can buy us a cup of coffee. But we got some special items that you're gonna be able to shop for. We're just waiting for them to come in the mail, that we'll start displaying for you guys. Hope you guys will like it. And thanks our moderators. Yeah, and who we have? The Mr. Booski is life. It's the script. Who was on Indoor?
Yeah.
It's Indoor. Thank you, our moderators.
Sure.
Thank you guys. Yeah, she was on. And Kevin, our member. Thank you guys. Peace. Keep it up. Great light. Thank you. Yeah, God said we are the light of the world. A city that set on a hill should not be hidden. So let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. That's the ultimate goal every day. Every day. Some days are better than other days, but this is a good day to be in Christ, a good day to be alive. And we thank you guys for spending this time. But look for the next one. If you didn't If you have time, it'd probably be like around, what, 9 o'clock?
Yeah.
Cause I gotta do Charlemagne today. I gotta do that one. That's the one I really want to do. So anyway, thanks guys for joining us. Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. And Jack is Jack. Oh, you still hey Jack. Yeah, thank you. Okay, gotta look for Jack.
Your bod at this point.
Yeah. Okay. God bless you guys. Catch us a little later. God bless.
God bless.
Peace out.
Bye.
God loves you, and so do I.